Stavros Tousios for M4Markets. Today we're going to have a look at the British pound and also silver. I want to go and zoom out a little bit this time around, and I want to tell you that the pound has actually managed to successfully come back within this base channel that started off back in May of 2021. This is the accelerated move, and this is now returning back into the base bearish trend, and we have actually come and crossed falsely, at least for the beginning, the median line of this base channel. Okay, however, and we are above the 50 Fibonacci, which is important. However, we have a huge divergence here popping, guys. Okay, and yes, typically when the 50 breaks, the 61.8 is the next at 127.68, and we could get there. But if we get there, it means that this divergence is probably going to break. Okay, it's going to break down. So it is important to remember that while we are in the short term looking like, that can continue higher, we have to keep an eye on this daily divergence. Down on the 4-hour, you're going to see that this sort of wedge pattern over here has really gotten like to limitations. I will give you just a hint of the rules here. Wedges have to be, when they're contracting, the second correction has to be bigger than the first correction has to be bigger than the second, and each successive wave has to be smaller than its preceding. As you can see now, this last move to the upside coming at 125.22 is exactly the same length as this wave. So any move to the upside, any move above the previous high, it's going to invalidate the wedge, and most probably will end up being a case of a wedge being done here. And then that would be a very, very, very shallow correction, which would then imply that this could continue higher, right? But then that is not going to continue higher either if we cross below 124.24, because it would make this move corrective. So we cannot have a correction while we're going up after an actual wedge, because it will imply that all of this is somewhat of a complex sort of pattern rather than anything else. Now, when we look at silver, silver has come all the way down to the 61.8 and moved up. The way it moved up is not really convincing. I mean, we could have some sort of, 5-wave leg up here and then the correction. But that doesn't really imply that this is really a very sort of powerful impulse, if you know what I mean. However, the reality is that we are above 50, above 38.8, 38.2, and also we are outside finally this bearish trend. We're not just in a base trend here, we've actually exited the bearish trend, okay? Which means now the next level to the upside is 25.66, and then it's up to around the 29.85, which is the previous stop. Obviously, we'll have to pay attention at the swings as well, 27, 28.70, and the rest. And look, we have had a very big divergence here, hidden bullish divergence on the daily, and now we see convergence. When we see convergence and there is prices and momentum rhyme, then this means there is probably a continuation. If we look at the shorter term trend as well, we have come down to the 61.8 again, and we are moving higher now. So this actually, guys, in the short term, okay, we probably expect some pullback, but it looks like if this is like what I'm thinking it is, that might be the low over here, which means we go up not just above 29.88, but we continue that trend to the upside also in the longer term. So it will be very important to keep an eye on silver, because this breakout over here, if it's not going to be false break, and probably we're going to know in the next few days, then this is going to be a very important point in time to remember. Okay, corrections, of course, and pullbacks are expected. We always have to look at the Fibonacci's and then the top of this descent. Of this descending channel. We have some divergence on the 4-hour, and we can expect that pullback actually to even initiate soon.